Hello my special friends. Part 1. As the wheel of the year turns once again, we inevitably contemplate the year now behind us, as well as looking forward to the year ahead of us. Many of us make resolutions that this year will be the year that we achieve those goals or make those long-desired changes in life. Many of us begin this process in earnest, but for many it fizzles out within a few weeks. It seems important to explore the reasons for this. Presumably most of us make resolutions because we are keen to make changes, so it's clear the motivation is present, so why does it fizzle out? Perhaps we make our goals too big or want results too quickly, or maybe we haven't really thought things through and commit to a goal that we're not really that ready for. Or maybe we just get caught up in a moment without really thinking through the changes we need to make to get to where we want to be. Of course, all of the above could be true, and there are a host of other reasons that can trip us up. But maybe unless we reframe our goals, achieving them becomes too difficult. Perhaps we need to tap into the essence of what we're looking for, a new job, weight loss, a healthier body, etc., and instead of focusing on the finer details, we hold that essence as our inspiration instead. As an example, many people that start diets in January really want to lose weight, so when things fizzle out, that desire for weight loss is still there. But maybe taking on a radical change in lifestyle that includes restriction isn't a great plan for the longer term. So, by focusing on how we want to feel once we're fitter, slimmer, healthier, etc., we change the shape of the goal and let the details take care of themselves. So many spend their lives living conditionally, waiting for a better moment, hoping for a sign to know when to make changes. Yet, these signs rarely appear, and we mostly just end up waiting on the periphery of life hoping for something to change. It's time to seize the moment, to stop hovering on the edge and to have the courage and confidence to dive into life. There are no guarantees, but life is short, and what if that better moment never actually comes? Sometimes, we have to roll up our sleeves and take a chance. The more we can find peace with the unpredictability and uncertainty of life, the more we can find new ways to live wholeheartedly and to stay connected to our goals and dreams through how we want to feel, rather than by what we think we need to do. When we look for a state of being, this doesn't eradicate the need for doing, but it takes away a great deal of pressure in the process. Many of our goals or resolutions come from deep within our hearts and souls, but there is an expectation in life to conform to societal norms, and this can have a profound impact on self-confidence and self-belief. So many of us spend our lives focusing on those aspects of ourselves that we feel we need to fix, beating ourselves up for not feeling good enough, trying hard enough, or being enough. When we focus on the imperfections, this shapes our perspective and we can become highly self-critical and judgmental, leaving little space for growth, evolution, and love. It's time to let go of living conditionally and to stop focusing on our flaws. It's time to start loving ourselves wholeheartedly and to let go of the idea that life is a battle. It's only a battle if we make it one. It's time to cultivate happiness and love, compassion and acceptance, as these are the forces that can bring true enrichment to life. Every single one of us has a role in life. We are all integral parts of the universe and together we complete it. Even when we feel alone, insignificant or disconnected, when we take a deep breath, we can feel the universe all around and within us. We are all a part of the intricate and infinite fabric of life, so it becomes clear that until we love and honor ourselves, we cannot truly love and honor others. Continuing to cultivate happiness remains a central focus, so instead of making resolutions, perhaps this is a time for connecting to the depths within and opening up to feelings and flavors of what we truly want in life, letting go of the details, just focusing on how we want to live, breathe, and thrive. This takes courage and conviction, and it also takes more than a modicum of self-belief as we learn how to consciously flow with currents of life. When we choose to live wholeheartedly, we live open-heartedly as well. This may leave us vulnerable to the currents, but if we try to anesthetize ourselves by building brick walls from the world, this just leaves us feeling isolated and disconnected, rather than safe, comfortable, and joyful. We are each packed full of potential, inspiration, and innovation, and this flows freely when we love, encourage, and support ourselves and one another. When we make space for individuality and self-expression, the world somehow flows better. It's time for each of us to nurture our gifts and to have the courage to set them free. As always, I wish you all kinds of wonderful. With love, Sarah Jane. Aries. As you continue to break through the many layers of your multifaceted being, there is a sense of a new vision rising up from deep within your core. This vision has been rumbling around for a long time, but it feels stronger and brighter now, and it has the energy of freedom, strength, and adventure. This vision is beyond words. It's a state of being that looks set to motivate you to make some big decisions on your path ahead. You have been hovering on the periphery of a new chapter for a long time. The main reason you haven't taken this further seems connected to just how much you give of yourself to those around you. You try to be everything to everyone, and you try to be the one everyone relies on. Whilst you are skilled at both of these, the cost to you has been great. Giving and overgiving has seen you doubt yourself, and it's also the reason why you hover on the periphery, as you give so much of yourself to others that you often have very little left for yourself. This looks set to change in January as you shift the balance and seek out ways to accommodate your own needs and dreams. This is your time to stand in your power and to get ready to embrace a new chapter of living and being. With so much change and shift about, remember to listen to your intuition and to find ways to stay aligned within. Breathe deeply, exhale fully, and try to pause in the brief moments between. Be gentle with yourself, love yourself, and know that you are ready for something new. Feel the power within your heart and soul, trust your intuition, and let this be your source of inspiration and strength. Know yourself. Be yourself. Let your inner light shine brightly. Taurus. January looks set to be less of a time for New Year resolutions, but more of a time for a New Year revolution as you seem ready to reconnect to your true nature. You have spent so much of your life bending and flexing to accommodate the needs, wishes, and whims of others, but you have now realized just how much this has depleted you, as you have often felt as though you are looking into the window of your own life, slightly detached from your hopes and dreams, trying to work out who you are, where you're going, and why. Obviously, this disconnection has been very subtle most of the time, but you still sense it. It's as though there's a pane of glass between the everyday you and the real you, as the real you is almost out of reach behind all of that bending and flexing for others. Now, this isn't to say that you shouldn't accommodate the needs of others, it's more of a nudge to accommodate your own needs as well. Over the weeks ahead, there is a powerful sense of reunification with your true essence as you find ways to dissolve the glass and connect to your power and energy. Remember that you are a vibrant, passionate, and creative soul, and it's time now to set your essence free to radiate and glow. Just like a star shining brightly in the night sky, let your inner world illuminate to show you a new way of living and being, as this will help you to connect to the stillness and creativity that lie deep at the core of your soul, and this powerhouse of inspiration looks set to guide you towards rewriting the rulebook of your life. Your New Year revolution may mostly be internal, but expect the unexpected as opportunity looks set to come knocking. Gemini. As you continue to give your intuition and creativity the room to flow more freely in your life, there is a sense that you are nearing a significant turning point. January looks set to be a time for redefinition and rebirth as you contemplate how to reshape your world and to focus on your true priorities. This could be a spiritual rebirth as you are already opening up to some new beliefs, but it seems more likely to be more of a multi-leveled rebirth that reaches deeply into the nooks and crannies of your soul. It's hard to articulate, but there is a sense that you are ready to ring the changes and step towards pastures new. This certainly appears to be a powerful opportunity to reach deeply into your life in order to create ripples of change on every level of your soul. It's a bit like throwing a pebble into a pool and watching the ripples flow outwards, yet although you are the pebble in this case, the ripples flow outwards, but they also flow inwards at the same time. Yes, it's a conundrum being you, but it's also a wonderful way to affirm your strengths and gifts, knowing that you have the vision and intuition to find peace within your heart and soul. Although peace may not sound like a big aspiration, for a thinker like you it's vital, as it's a sign that you have stopped trying so hard to try to make sense as to why things are the way they are, and instead started to accept that there will always be questions without answers, and this arena of not knowing doesn't have to mean that you can't still thrive. This rebirth feels potent and exciting, a gateway to a new way of self-expression and self-compassion as you let your creativity flow freely and open up to live your life as wholeheartedly as possible. Cancer. Looking back over the year now behind you, there is a sense that you have achieved much, explored new terrain, and discovered a great deal about your true self in the process. Yet, when you add up your achievements, you can't quite equate this with your reality as, in many ways, you feel as though you spent most of the last 12 months running on the spot. Of course, running on the spot means you haven't gone backwards, but it also doesn't suggest a great deal of forward movement either. Yet, when you take a closer look, you can see that you have made progress. It's just that every 2 steps forward, you then feel as though you take 2 steps backwards. However, intuitively you know that despite evidence to the contrary, you are not running on the spot, as you are just not the same person you were this time last year. So, if you haven't moved backwards or forwards, how have you made progress? Well, maybe it's time to stop measuring progress by the distance traveled and instead look towards how you feel and how you live. In other words, progress isn't defined by what you do and how far you get, it's defined by how you feel within your heart and soul. This observation might frustrate you, but intuitively you know it to be true, as although on the outside your life doesn't appear to have progressed much, within you are feeling more alive and more inspired than ever before. You know only too well that life can become a treadmill of things to do, people to see and keeping on, and it's easy to get lost in this and lose sight of the bigger picture. Underneath the keeping on is your sparkle, twinkle, and creativity, and these are seeking new avenues of expression now.